Hello guys, today I'm gonna discuss the best tips for GCSE slash IGCSE students on MyTutor.io. So today primarily I'm gonna discuss English language and literature and math and sciences because these are the most important subjects, as sometimes in most schools they're obligatory, you cannot drop them, especially math and English language. English lit sometimes you can, and sciences sometimes you can. So first I'm going to talk about English language and how can you use MyTutor.io for English language and literature. So most exams, for me, I did the IGCSE English language and lit exam. So I use MyTutor.io first of all to give me quotes because it's a lifesaver. Like you have a topic, for example, the teacher gave you an essay, or you need to prepare on the themes, like for example Romeo and Juliet. You need to set out the themes, or this character, for example Romeo or Mercutio, and you need to have quotes ready for all those characters. And it is a pain in the going through the book, highlighting all the quotes, finding it, and analyzing the language yourself. It takes so much time. You can spend this time somewhere else and just improve the efficiency of your education. Nobody wants to sit with an open book there at your table highlighting every single word. I don't know, I didn't like that when I was studying. But now there's a tool for this, and I still use it in English Lit in A level right now to find me quotes. So here I asked MyTutor.io Quark to give me quotes on Romeo and Juliet, about Romeo and Mercutio's friendship and Mercutio's humor in the play. Because when I did my IGCSE, I got the same exact question, discuss the humor in the play. And that would be a lifesaver if I had a tool that will give me straight away the quotes. MyTutor.io gives me quotes and highlights where they are, because you still need to find them in the book to see. So in the exam, when you have the book with you, you open it and you're like, okay, this page, okay, so I write word to word what it says and then discuss it yourself. This is a lifesaver, by the way. And then you can talk about any subjects you like, and it was a lifesaver because I didn't understand Shakespearean language. Who understands Shakespearean language? Sorry, it's just a bunch of gibberish that he wrote, and then they go oh my god, this is so fascinating. No, it's not. It's a bunch of gibberish. He was illiterate to the max. I don't know how people can read this. And it was very hard to me to understand anything, so I got lost very, very quickly. And then I asked MyTutor.io, tell me a quote about Tybalt that tells us he's a good swordsman. Because I know that he's a good swordsman. The teacher told me that. I don't know why. I don't understand anything that's written on it. I got so lost. I'm deep down, not understanding anything. And my tutor really helps with this to understand it. And he gives you quotes more than Prince of Cats. That's an amazing quote. I think most of the people who read Romeo and Juliet know this quote and know Tybalt associated with cats. I don't know why he's associated with cats, but here I ask MyTutor.io to explain and analyze the language in this quote. So this is amazing because, as we know, we have the learning objectives in the exam, the AOs. What are AOs? Teachers always tweak out about this, guys, incorporate your AOs into your essays. What are AOs? I don't understand this. So I asked MyTutor.io to analyze the language for me, and then I remember this. I have quotes for every single character, and I can put it nicely structured into my essay. Because what are AOs? Teachers always, AO, what is this? I need to know what I need to do. Tell me what I need to do. Don't tell me some random things. You always tell me some random things, and then most people get lost. I got lost like this last year. But here, MyTutor.io analyze the language for you. It explains you, and it teaches you how to do it. And for example, here, it gives you irony and sarcasm, connaissance, and alliteration. If you use these words in your essay, oh my god, this is top of the class straight away. Then I asked it to please give me, for English language now, I asked it to give me a structure for a poem comparative essay. For me, poem comparative essay was the hardest of all. I'm sitting there in class, I'm looking at the two poems, I'm what is this? I tried to peek a bit, but none of the people next to me wanted to show me their work, so I'm sitting there, oh my god. In the end, I didn't know how to compare the poems, I didn't know what to write, I just wrote a bunch of gibberish, not answering the question. But here, MyTutor.io I asked it to give me the structure, and this structure is the best because MyTutor.io is linked with the syllabus. Quark knows what's up, Quark always knows what to give you, so you get the top marks. So here it gives you how you need to structure your paragraphs. So body paragraphs, point 1, themes, subject matter, poem A, poem B, poem A, poem B. And then it gives you the, like what my teacher loves to call it, mobslit approach, which is language and imagery, tone and mood. It's all here, and he knows this. Only MyTutor.io, because this is linked with your syllabus, which is crazy. So, next thing I want to talk about is math and science, because we all know that math is obligatory in GCSE. You cannot not do it. It's the main subject, and if then you're going to A level and then you're trying to go to uni, math is always going to be counted in GCSE. You need to get a C or above at least to have a chance to go into any uni. And well, math is hard. For GCSE, there are some moments where math is super, super hard. Like before the exam, you need to be sitting there cramming all of those formulas, how to do questions, and this is just disgusting. And you sit there with the textbook, different, going through page by page, honestly, just looking, did I remember this formula? Did I remember this formula? Because it's very hard to do notes on a math lesson. Like mostly on a math lesson, the teacher explains something to you and you go do the questions, and then you don't really fully work it out, and then you have nothing left at the end of the year, and like your textbooks are all just covered in just like numbers, and like you get lost, easy peasy, lost in the sauce straight away. So here I asked MyTutor.io to give me formulas, and MyTutor.io is linked with your syllabus, so it knows all the formulas you need for the test, because in the test, they write the test specifically on your syllabus. They won't put anything that's not on your syllabus. So it's the key to know the formulas on the syllabus, because you don't need to know nothing else. In math, you need to know the formula and how to put the numbers into the formula, nothing else. It's pretty easy if you think about it that way. So I asked MyTutor.io, 3 things you need to know formulas of is trigonometry, it's all the volumes and like areas and all that, and the quadratic formula. But the quadratic formula, you need to know only the basic part of it. Then if you take A level, you need to know how to develop it forward after that. But right now, the quadratic formula is still key in GCSE as well. So MyTutor.io gave me all of these good formulas, very good format, and it's quickly. And what I would do is I would write them down and do some questions on them. So then I asked it to explain me the quadratic formula, because it's one of the most important formulas, and everybody needs to know this. And some calculators have this, some don't. MyTutor can explain things and work things out for you. This is amazing because like you're doing homework, teacher gave you a lot of questions, or you're doing the textbook, and you cannot really ask the teacher at that moment, and you don't really want to wait till the next day to answer that question, because maybe you don't understand like a key concept. You cannot do the homework and you cannot ask the teacher, so you can ask Quark. Quark is always there for you. You can ask you anything, and it explains you very well. Because plus, this thing is so advanced now, it gives you all good formulas, plus, minus. Oh my god, this is so amazing. As well as, right now, I want to talk about the actual part of math, which is disgusting. So, we have the textbook, which is completely useless. Like, textbooks are useless in math. Why would you use a textbook? All the questions in the textbooks are nothing like the past papers. Like if you want to prepare for your exam, you need to do past papers. There's a bunch of past papers. If you want to only prepare like, I don't know, differentiation and not anything else because you don't understand it, and you will go through every past paper, get like 2 questions for differentiation out and do that, that's so not efficient. So the number one thing I advise everyone to do is to get questions from MyTutor.io. That is super efficient. You will get every question for a topic that you need so fast, and you won't use the stupid textbook. Like I have the textbook right here. It's probability and statistics, but it's the same thing. This is for A level and it's still useless. How do they make useless textbooks? Like Cambridge, what are you doing? I'm sorry. But yeah, it's either past papers or MyTutor.io, and you know what I choose. It's MyTutor.io. It gives you questions straight away. Thank you.